Hey guys, thank you for joining me. Welcome back. Today got an unboxing video for you guys here. It's going to be a little bit different than my usual tech unboxing video. This one that you see on the screen where it says hello, we are happy to see you too, is actually on the box that I got here. And let me see if I could zoom out so you could see a little bit better. So this here is actually a desk that I just recently ordered. I did a video previously, well, I attempted to do a video previously, but halfway through the video unboxing I realized there was an issue with the product, so I did not upload that video, and I had reached out to the folks over at Nathan James. That's the brand this desk is by, right here, that you can see. So that's the brand, and so they were kind enough to send me a replacement. It took a little bit longer than they had gave me the initial impression, but it arrived here about a couple of days ago, and I didn't get a chance to do a video right away then, so I'll be doing that right now. Alright, so this is the other side of the box. What you see in the picture there, that's what it's supposed to look like once it's all assembled. And it's called Andi Desk. The dimension, as you can see, listed right onto the box right there. As far as the warranty, as you can see it, hopefully you can see it on the box, it says we stand behind the quality of our furniture. That's why we offer a manufacturer guaranteed lifetime warranty. So that's nice. Alright, so I have unboxed and brought out all the parts from inside the box here. Just a quick overview. So once again, here's the instruction that comes with it, and the desk is called Nathan James Andi Desk. And there are quick instructions inside here. Is a number one, which is this piece right here. Number two, the legs. Number three here that you see are these little bars right here. I believe they're called stabilizer. And then you got the screw and the tool to use, put the screws on. Alright, so it's gonna put this on the side right here. So regarding the packaging, they did pretty good job. As I showed you, there's packaging inside the box to protect the parts. I did, however, notice there's a slight minor damage on this top piece right here. So I'm going to show you that. And let's take a look. So right here, if you can see, I don't know if the camera is zooming in or not enough. But there's a little slight dent here that you can see, right? There's a dent. And then if you look at the underside right here, there's a little bit of a bump. And here's the dent. So that's the only damage that I've seen so far. Doesn't look like any other damage on the top of, or the top of the desk. Now previously, I'm going to show you, let me just flip this over. So previously the issue that I had was everything was fine, there was no damage to anything, and I went on to put the legs on, and when I got to the part putting the stabilizers in, that's when I noticed that you see these screw holes right here in the middle, in the center right here, these two, they were missing. There were no holes, there were no there's a little screw, sort of a nut that the screw goes into. So these nuts were missing, and were the holes. So they forgot to drill a hole here. And I would have gladly drilled a hole myself, except the screws that they included required these special nuts, and without that I couldn't do anything. There was no way for me to put these stabilizers in here. So I contacted folks over at Nathan James, and you know, they did apologize and send out a replacement desk, which is the one you're looking at now. Alright, so yeah, except that little minor damage, I haven't seen any other major issues with it. I'm gonna go ahead and start. So this is right here, there's a hole, and so this will attach it to the stabilizer like that once you have the desk. Alright, now other thing that I noticed during my last unboxing attempt with this desk, let me see if I could bring this in a little bit. Right over here, there's a little bit of gap. I don't know if you could camera see this focuses or not. Let me see. But there's a gap right here. So this does come off, which is a nice thing, because yeah, if you want to adjust the height of your desk, this would allow you to do that. There's a hole in here, and this piece right here also comes off. So once you have these this out, so you could replace this too if this wears out or gets damaged. This is replaceable, so that's nice. And if you really want, you can technically put this on here as well, because they're the same. So I mean, I'm not going to tighten it, but yeah, it looks like if you get something, well, this one is actually, here it goes. So yeah, you could actually use this. I just wouldn't, I mean, I wouldn't screw it all the way in, because then there's no way for you to get that out, because there's this piece right here is shorter than the hole in here. So if you screw it all the way in, and if it's flush against this, you're gonna have a trouble removing this. So there's a gap here. Hopefully they got the right. Now this piece right here, the material wise, I'm not a fan of this one. This feels kind of cheap. You can see there's got quite a bit of shine to it, and it's just like a paper thin basically material that they used, and it's, well, this one's actually glued better than the last one. The last one that I had, it would just, this sleeve, if you would just kind of spin. So I'm gonna put this back on, and hopefully they won't be able to, I'll be able to correct the little gap right here. Okay, looks like the gap is, no, there's still a gap right here, you can see right there. So again, during the last attempt, what I discovered was they had, I guess, mixed up them when you're putting in an assembly. So if you actually swap them around and manage to find the right one, you could fix it. Yeah, so this one actually, you see it, I don't know if you could tell, but the sleeve is just spinning. This piece is not spinning. You see that? Just the sleeve. Still there's a little bit of gap here. I'm not happy with that. So So I'm gonna see if I could fix this. And alright, so I'm gonna try this again. Yep, there it goes. So now it's flushed. There's no gap here. I don't see no more gap anymore on either of these end of these two legs right here. Alright, so that was kind of, I guess, sloppy on their part. I'm gonna put this back on again. By the way, there's a plastic on here, right here. This is a plastic, so these are not butcher blue. Alright, so I've removed the remaining packaging from all the remaining parts, and we're going to go ahead and now start looking at the parts. I'm going to show you those. So this bag here, once again, actually it's got a label right here, A and B, which you could reference it in the instructions that they included. Okay, so right here you can see the good thing I like about all the screws that they included, they're the same size. So that's great. So you don't have to kind of try to figure out, because often you would have instructions asking you to use a certain type or length of the screw, and sometimes it's hard to tell them apart. But so yeah, they're all the same kind, so we can't really make any mistakes. So that's good. They've included this tool right here, the Allen key, and they included two spare these the feet. I don't know why it's only two. Would have been nice if there were four, but it's better than nothing, so that's good. So they do get thumbs up for including these spare ones. Alright, so I'm going to put one of them on, and then I'll do the other one off camera. Let me come back so I can show you. So what I would recommend, that you put them in a cross pattern, so that helps you, if you're doing this by yourself, it kind of helps you not having to hold this while you're trying to screw that. So you just put them in a cross pattern, and it also kind of helps with the balance of the leg right here. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this in here. You just want to tighten it with your hands. Definitely don't want to over tighten these screws, and I believe it tells you the same in the instructions as well, not to over tighten them. I'm going to use this. I guess you could use either end depending on what you're comfortable with. So you could go like that, or you could go like this. Okay. Okay, so both sides are on now, and they're pretty sturdy. And we're going to move on to the stabilizers now. And once again, these will go like so, right here at this angle. And another one will go here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put the stabilizer on now. When you just, if you just simply just put this over the hole, like so, the other end, right up here, they don't align. So the hole is way up there, and this kind of comes down. So this hole, if you just match this hole right here, up here, they don't match. So I think the trick is going to be, you're gonna have to put both of the screws on, kind of a little bit, and then kind of adjust, because this hole is wider than the screw itself. So it's gonna have to find that where it aligns on both ends. So you just put on a little bit, just make sure there's enough room for it to slide back and forth, and then you're going to slide as far to the left in this case, and then try to match the hole up here. And then same thing, don't expect to tighten the screw all the way because it's going to pull on the stabilizer a little bit. It's not going to simply just sit on like so. As you tighten these both screws from both ends, it's going to create a little bit of a tension, and it's going to want to try to pull this leg inwards. Alright, so you have to tighten a little bit, like a couple of threads at a time. The same thing again, you keep in mind you're gonna not to over tighten these, just enough for the screws to stay in. That's the goal. So you don't want to over tighten these. So as long as it doesn't slide back and forth, and you know it's something that you can't unscrew it simply with your hand, I think that's enough. So now I could definitely feel there's a sort of tension as it stretches. So I'm gonna do this. Alright, so this is how it looks from, this is the view from under the desk right here that you can see. Alright, so here's the finished product right here, all assembled and looking nice.